LeBron James Jr., more affectionately known as Bronny, has been making waves in the basketball world seemingly since his very first dribble. After all, being the eldest son of arguably the greatest player of all time, on top of being named after him, does come with a certain level of attention and expectations. The world knows all about the accolades of his father, LeBron Sr., but how does Bronny's skill set match up? Is he the next big thing, poised to take the NBA by storm, or is he destined to be in another long list of NBA great sons that have failed to live up to expectations? Let's take a closer look at the career thus far, as well as the potential future of Bronny James. LeBron Bronny James Jr. was born on October 6, 2004 and is the eldest child of NBA superstar LeBron James Sr. As with any male offspring of sports legends, speculation from an early age began regarding whether or not Bronny would follow in his father's footsteps and pursue a career in basketball. As a child, Bronny entertained several sports, basketball included, and by middle school, it seemed that he had found his calling, and it was the same as his father's. By the time he was 10 years old, Bronny was already appearing in various basketball circuit highlight reels, and the media frenzy officially began. Prior to beginning his high school career at Sierra Canyon High School, located outside of Los Angeles, Bronny competed in the AAU circuit where his games were visited by multiple scouts, including University of Kentucky coach John Calipari. The hype had begun and Bronny helped his various AAU teams win multiple championships from 4th to 8th grade. During this time, Bronny played exceptionally well. The praise he was receiving seemed to be deserved, as he regularly led his multiple teams in scoring and also took after his father in filling up the score sheets in both rebounds and assists. After transferring to Sierra Canyon for 9th grade, Bronny James' high school career began. As a freshman, he played with Zaire Wade, a senior at the time, and son of LeBron's former teammate and NBA Finals MVP, Dwayne Wade. Multiple other 5-star recruits joined the Sierra Canyon team, and they were considered to be a top 10 high school program that year. ESPN took notice and eventually televised an unheard of 15 of the team's games on their various networks. Bronny began his high school career coming off the bench and scored a decent 10 points in his debut. As his freshman season continued, however, he showed promise as his minutes increased as well as his production. By far, the standout moment for Bronny in his freshman year came on December 14, 2019, when Sierra Canyon took on Ohio powerhouse St. Vincent St. Mary, his father's alma mater. This was one of the 15 games that was nationally televised, and Bronny did not shy away from the moment. He scored 15 points, including a clutch go-ahead layup as time dwindled down to secure the victory, and was named MVP of the game. He finished his freshman year averaging just 4 points and 15 minutes per game. While he came off the bench for the majority of the year, he did finish the season as the only Sierra Canyon player to play in all 34 of their games. Now, if you love basketball documentaries and news updates, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hype for the next coming of LeBron was at an all-time high as Bronny prepared his sophomore season, a year which would see him blossom into a starting role. However, a number of setbacks would occur, causing the year to be tarnished for him. Firstly, the global pandemic caused all sports activities to be paused, leading to a delay in the start of the season. On top of that, during practice, Bronny tore his meniscus, requiring surgery and subsequent months of rehab before he was ready to hit the court again. With his sophomore season lost, Bronny set out to strengthen his knee and his overall body and placed his sole focus on a strong return in 2021 for his junior year. On November 18, 2021, Bronny was back, kicking off his junior year campaign against Montgomery High School. In his first game back, his minutes were limited, but a number of things were clear. Not only had his knee recovered, but there was a clear increase in his bounce and overall athleticism. Multiple scouts reported after the game that it seemed like Bronny was molding into a similar playstyle and build as his father. High praise when you consider the physical specimen that LeBron Sr. is. Some in the basketball world had already noticed this. One in particular is former All-Star point guard Gilbert Arenas, who built a relationship with Bronny by training him during his recovery from the meniscus surgery. After one training session, Arenas noted that Bronny was LeBron's clone and that he had no doubt that he'd have success in both college and the NBA after that. Arenas also noted that Bronny's 44-inch vertical and 6'8" potential build were the ideal NBA attributes. Junior year didn't turn out to be the return that Bronny had hoped for. However, while he certainly had some highs, such as an 18-point game against top rival program Glenbard West out of Chicago, there were plenty of lows. Perhaps the lowest moment for the junior year was being held scoreless in a California State playoff tournament. While he had flourished into a starting role and his perimeter defense had made remarkable strides since his injury, his offense still left something to be desired, especially considering who his father is. And who his father is can't be understated. Few can imagine the pressure of living up to a father who holds numerous NBA records and is hotly debated as being either the greatest of all time or even the second greatest. Bronny has admitted as much, though his laid-back personality can sometimes make it seem that he's just taking things in stride. His game varies from his dad's. Bronny is more of a combo guard, whereas his father typically plays more of a small power forward role. Bronny also has a different build, being only 185 pounds and is currently listed at just 6'3". He lacks the insane wingspan of his father, but makes that up with much quicker feet than LeBron. While the similarities in terms of game management and aggression at the rim are certainly there, there is no denying that Bronny's game is notably different from his father. Bronny kicked off his senior year on November 27, 2022 against Ranch Christian. He played well, scoring 13 points and dishing out 4 assists, though Sierra Canyon lost in overtime. Still, for a season debut, there was plenty to be excited for. Bronny's senior year season is filled with potential storylines, including an upcoming rematch against LeBron's alma mater, St. Vincent St. Mary, and his matchup against Kiyan Anthony, son of former NBA star and teammate of LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, which took place on December 12, 2022. With both Melo and LeBron being in attendance, Bronny did it all, dropping 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals as Sierra Canyon outlasted Christ the King High School. The performance again garnered a media frenzy as the game was again nationally televised on ESPN. Bronny is currently rated as the 40th best prospect in his class and has been rated as a 4-star recruit by multiple scouting agencies. While certainly not the ungodly rating given to his father in high school, it is clear that in terms of the next steps for LeBron's eldest, the options are endless. Bronny has already received several impressive offers from major universities, including Memphis, USC, and hometown favorite Ohio State. With the NBA allowing prospects to forego college in favor of playing a year in the G League or overseas, those are also options for Bronny. The James family has remained tight-lipped around Bronny's impending decision, but most analysts are now expecting him to forego college in favor of a year in the NBA G League. While there are plenty of colleges who would take his talent and upside easily, there is a growing sentiment around basketball circles that Bronny would prefer to boost his growth by going direct to the source and play against other would-be NBA players. Bronny is also an avid gamer and streamer and is even signed to the FaZe Clan, one of the top esports companies in the world. With his love for streaming on the side, it could be that Bronny chooses the G League simply to have more free time to pursue his gaming hobby, rather than bulk his schedule up with practices, games, and classes at a college. However, there are some that still believe that the eldest James child will decide to spend the next year of his blossoming career enrolled in college. And no one would be happier about that option than his mother, Savannah James, who stated in the past interviews that she would like to see her son experience college for at least 1 year prior to moving on to the NBA. However, recently she conceded that her only true wish for Bronny is to find happiness, whichever route he decides to choose. He has been on a number of various college visits over the past months, including Ohio State. LeBron himself recently told Sports Illustrated reporter Chris Ballard that Bronny was leaning towards choosing a year in college. Anything is possible for Bronny, and regardless of what his next year of basketball looks like, it's becoming more and more clear what the year after will entail. At the All-Star game in 2021, LeBron James made waves at a press conference by stating that his final year in the NBA will be spent playing with his son, by whatever means necessary. This means that LeBron would take a veteran minimum contract to be able to play with the team that ultimately drafts Bronny. This statement shocked the NBA media and general managers, as those were taking notice and began to read between the lines. Draft Bronny and get LeBron as part of the package at a deep discount at that. Whichever team ends up getting the James pair can be ready to go all in for 2024. The jury is still out on the potential greatness of Bronny James. He shows flashes of brilliance and athleticism that seem to mirror that of his father, but there have been plenty of low moments as well. Only time will tell if Bronny can shake the mold of disappointing NBA heirs, but with the DNA of LeBron running through his veins, there's perhaps no one in the world better equipped to do it. Besides, of course, his younger brother Bryce. Now, did you know this father and son dream was almost destroyed as Bronny was almost killed at one of his recent basketball games? Well, click this video on the screen to find out exactly what happened.